Oh.
The marshmallows and graham crackers.
I remember
I like marshmallows, but I don't like marshmallows.
I remember being a kid and
Marshmallow fluff.
Marshmallows.
I remember being a kid and we were camping and I had a bag full of marshmallows and the graham crackers in the house. I'm like, I'm gonna stick that shit in the microwave and watch the marshmallow go like this.
We used to do it over the stove all the time.
I like
I had a gas stove.
I like peep jousting.
You don't even need a gas stove.
Peep jousting, yeah.
Put toothpick in
Remember-
your peep.
Remember when
Watch it blow
we
up
had
in
fun
the
with Peeps
microwave.
a few years ago? They were like, why are they all messed up now?
Ones you have to worry about in the microwave are freaking Peeps.
I love peep jousting. You stick a toothpick in each peep and see which one stabs which one first.
You know where Peeps belong? In the trash.
Peeps are only
The
good
only
if they're
time I can
stale.
actually eat Peeps is if they're stale.
Yeah.
Wait, their food?
Yeah.
I always thought they were things you put in the microwave to blow up and go, Easter's fun! Throw them in the garbage.
I was gonna say, do people actually eat peeps on purpose?
If you age them, they're pretty tasty.
See, no, we bought Peeps just so I could show the kids how to blow them up in the microwave and then we threw them away.
Like, I know they're not good for the microwave because of sugar and...
Ah, Peeps. They age like a fine
Age
wine.
like a fine
Oh my
wine.
God.
So I forgot that I had a package of Peeps once because I left them on top of the refrigerator and I like to poke a little hole in it so that the air can get to them. Well, I forgot about them until the following year and they were petrified.
Yeah, you can't let them go too long. There is a
Your Peeps were stoned.
There's a golden period.
there's a
There is.
golden period when Peeps are good, when they've been gone stale.
But I had short-term memory loss and so I had forgotten that I had got a package.
Oh look, Peeps! Oh.
I took a bite out of one and it just crumbled.
Ew, you tried to eat it?
That's too far.
She bites it and it dusts in her mouth.
That's too far.
I'll be like, inject it like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it'll be a short one.
Alright, so, what did we do last week?
I died and then I got back to life.
Semi-secured Cerberus.
I could go for a
Semi-secure.
walk.
You know, pull it anyway, you'll be dead soon.
We pulled Eric out of the river.
Yes, and he's okay. His suit's all messed up, but he's okay.
And then I got smashed in the head with 3 green giants.
Oh, that's right.
Down on level 18.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got onto the elevator. So we're on the elevator.
Yeah, we were on the elevator.
Per my many requests.
He was screaming at us through the intercom.
Get on the elevator!
And that's where we found,
You
Nessa, Travis.
Well, you guys had found Nessa already because she was there with the M&M. And
we found Travis. Because he was with the lamp.
No,
But we found...
Nessa was with I'm a Lamp. He was the one in the cage.
No, that was Stetson. Stetson
Yeah,
was in
Stetson
the
was in the
Stetson
cage.
was in the cage.
Travis was the one that was frozen in
Mhm.
mid-combat when you guys got up to first level.
Yeah, right, okay.
It's crazy trying to introduce all those people to different areas at different times
Right?
last week. Anyways, so yes, but you guys had found Stetson and Bridget unconscious, naked, laying on top of each
I
other.
thought he was clothed. So she was clothed.
And, well, technically, yes, she would have had a little bit of clothing on.
I'm sensing a trend here.
I mean...
Anyways, so, everybody back in the elevator. Yay!
Mm-hmm.
I am short as hell.
What level are you going to?
Control
I'm
room.
not there.
Control room.
Control room. All right, everybody's up in the control room now.
Yay.
I didn't get your message because my phone was dead.
That's all good.
Well,
I figured you
I
would.
found out that they don't need oxygen to breathe.
Oh yeah, they're still breathing. So if you turn the oxygen off.
And that the fire suppression system doesn't affect them.
Okay. You still have 2 unconscious ones down there.
For now.
In the security systems, are there any of the automated defenses for level 18 active?
Yes, a whole bunch of the like machine gun turrets.
Okay.
Seems to be the research level. They actually seem to have quite a bit of.
Security redundancy.
Yes.
Are you still hurting really bad?
Oh no, I'm healed.
They also technically have force
just
field
short.
generators down there, but you're fairly certain turning those on would be way too
I'm
big
at
of a
full health
load
after
on
5
your
minutes.
I'm gonna
current
turn on the
generator
turrets.
capacity. Okay.
Which
They're
reminds
on.
me I need to erase one of my charges
And
because
deploy them.
Eric used it.
Are you trying to have them target the creatures?
Well, I figure that they would target anything that doesn't have a specific IFF signature for them.
Well, unless you're telling them to target those creatures, they don't seem to fire at them.
Alright, I'll reset the targeting
All right.
to target them.
Fire at those people! All right, they're dead.
Okay.
Riddled with hundreds of bullets.
Then I'll reset the security systems.
Okay.
So we're in this elevator. Where are we going in this elevator?
You guys are going to
Up.
the top level.
Okay. Do
And
we know why?
the whole base is cleaned out now. Like, radiation-wise.
Yes. No radiation. I was going to say that's a big assumption, but you didn't specify radiation, so that you have sensors for.
Yes.
So,
Greetings.
so,
Okay, so you guys are in the elevator. You're at the top floor. You guys step out. I'm assuming. Is everybody getting out of the elevator?
Mm-hmm.
Need to assume.
I'm being carried out.
I hope I'm being carried.
Robot.
Yeah, you're just coming
But
awake
you're still
now.
on the dude's
you're
chair?
completely naked.
No, I'm on the robot, pushing the dude's chair.
okay.
Pushing the dude's wheelchair.
Eric's carrying me because he hasn't set me down yet.
You guys hear some mumbling and how did I get knocked out? Do I know?
Yeah,
Was it blunt force or
you were outside, and like 6 of those big green things were chasing you down, and you're fairly certain they hit you with like a car.
the
Also, as soon as they get to the top level and the doors open, I shut off the elevator system.
Okay.
And return on the repair bots.
Okay.
Checking to make sure the priority is still set to the electrical systems. Like the electrical grid for the base.
Mm-hmm.
To start repairing all the fused wire that's all over the base. And I'll monitor that while I'm still sitting around in the control room for the nuclear reactor.
Oi! Question. Who the fuck are all you?
Wait, is that
Where
And
did
as
we
he
close?
asks, and as he asks that, the lights turn off.
Lights turn off in the elevator because
Down in the city.
Yeah.
there's no bay for the sun to shine
Okay.
I'm like,
That wasn't rhetorical. Who the fuck are you? And where are my books?
And where are your what?
My books.
Your books?
why am I naked? Where are my books?
Oh, no. He did not ask why he was naked. He just asked where his books were.
He's normally naked. No, I'm just kidding. I don't need clothes. It's just a book.
It's not relevant to Hemming's care.
We have no idea where your trousers are, sir. But who are you? Well, we start saying who we are.
I mean, I feel like I asked first, and I mean, that's basically dibs, so.
What's up, tiny human? Come here, tiny human. That was fine. She's looking at you. Come on. Just gotta be quiet.
And be careful, we've got a heater down there.
So we're not on the elevator anymore, right? We're on the top floor?
What?
But technically, nobody's gotten off the. Nobody's told me they've gotten off the elevator. But he has shut down the elevator, and he turned off the. Oh, that's right. You said
I
that you were.
rolled the wheelchair.
Yeah, he said he rolled
Yeah.
off. I thought you were going upstairs.
Well, I instructed the robot to move us off.
He starts poking at the buttons, trying to go back down.
There's no power to the
It's the
elevator.
power.
The lights are off inside. The doors are open, and you can see that there's lighted hallway out in front of you.
Are there any windows?
In the elevator, no.
I think
I'm gonna go ahead and go
Outside
upstairs.
the-
Eric carries me off the elevator.
I'm going
Okay.
off the elevator.
All right, so everybody goes climbing off the elevator.
Slowly.
Well, most people.
Slowly.
Okay.
We're not going head charging it off this elevator.
Why not?
Bad things happen.
Can I see, are there any cameras on level 1 that I can see?
Oh yeah.
I just pipe up on my radio. I'm just like, level 1 is clear, guys. There's nothing to be afraid of on this level.
Are we going somewhere on this level?
This is the level where you found Nessa's character and the and
Oh, okay.
all of this. You guys were on this level earlier.
Okay.
Oh, so this is the base level, fourth floor?
Top level.
Top level.
Oh, I
This is
see.
the command level. It's not really the command level because there's an actual command level, but this is the level that controls
The match.
the Mattrans unit.
So, Sun hears the voice over the intercom and he goes, you know what you're talking about. Where are my books? Is this your place? I feel like you know where my books are.
Shut up, filthy monkey. Come on.
I have no idea what you're talking about, and I'm busy.
I'm just gonna start wandering.
Okay.
Start wandering through the hallways looking for my books.
Why are you guys in blankets?
Do what?
I feel like
You can
that's
have this
really
one,
good.
maybe.
Yes.
Like
Mine's okay, here.
Facebook coat underneath like your belt.
Just so everybody knows, my character he's very, very like toned and muscular, but his head is shaved, got like a really gaunt kind of thin face, and it's like sharp and angular, and he's got a mohawk.
Huh.
There wasn't somebody down here I would have described the other mohawk as well.
You're
I
Shaolin
was
punk.
just gonna ask, is that relevant?
Mmm.
I tossed my like
That was
sheer
good.
robe onto like your head, like it's not gonna do anything to cover you up, but I give it to you anyway.
Oh, that's fabulous, man. He slips it on and he's got this sheer.
It's like
robe as
sheer. I
Did you
don't know,
pull
like
that out of
purple.
your duffel bag? Or were you wearing it?
It's in there with the dildo gloves.
Oh my
Or maces.
God.
Maces. They were maces.
Good lord.
All right. So, anyways, you guys are on level 1.
Technical question: is
Yes.
the difference between a dildo club and a dildo mace the end that you're holding when you hit them with it?
I don't know.
Wow.
I would have thought it wasn't quite the end. More along the lines of the style, like the girth or the striking point. Remember the thing? Of course, that was a rear stoppage unit.
Is the shaft
that we were
proportional
looking
to
at
the head?
before.
I could also imagine a very effective flail, right?
It could. Oh.
Have you ever been hit with
Go
one
full
of those ever?
helicopter with it?
Now I'm imagining one shaft with 9 things sticking off of it.
We go
Nice.
10
Now I
minutes
feel like I
before
need
we
to make
like
like
just
a
degrade
hat
it
and
into
then
this.
just like
It looks streaming up.
All it is a head of a
We're not
penis.
even
It's not
10
even a
minutes,
full
we're not
penis.
Do that, and we're gonna start
We've been
calling you
up for
dildo
like
porn.
what, 13
Dildo
minutes now? We lasted like 13 minutes before we degraded into, you know, dickery.
I mean, that's what happens when you have dildo bats in your arsenal.
better or worse than the fart machine.
So, do I find any like doors? Do I find
Lots
any?
of doors. They don't seem to open for you though.
Do they open if I kick them really hard?
No, actually.
And your leg hurts really bad now.
I would.
Every time you kick the door, you seem to hear this like a disembodied laugh. Chuckle.
Are they metal?
They're definitely not wood or concrete.
Okay.
You're not quite certain what they're made out of. Above the table, it's a vanadium steel like alloy mix. It's all like super strong.
I roll in next to Henry.
Like
And
on skates?
no, like
Because he's riding the boat.
I'm riding
the boat, the bot.
I'm riding the bot, and so I roll.
You're at the top. I'm at the bottom.
Yeah, he's down in the nuclear plant.
Because I have the tablet, the controller that
That's
has
right.
access
Well,
to the
so
whole
either
mainframe.
way though, no, I roll into the computer room and then I call through the comm system down to him and I'm like, "What's the stupid naked monkey doing?"
He's kicking doors.
Can I try to analyze the material that door is made out of so I can make notes?
What type of skills do you have? Do you have anything that would help you with this?
Do you have skills?
I
I have airbend skills.
Show us your skills.
When it comes to moving, see, now I'm really surprised you didn't use that trying to get around this base. Because there's air vents connecting this entire base. You don't need the elevator system. You just be like, I'll be right back.
Oh, don't worry. She'll go exploring eventually.
Alright.
Well then,
Do any of the doors open? Or
do we need an
lock them?
80s montage of venting?
Not for you.
Yes.
Huh?
None of the doors will open for you.
Oh, I see. Oh.
Just him?
Just him.
Yeah, because he doesn't
Oh,
have
that's right.
Because everybody else has a card.
Once you get to your third door, you find you start hearing over the intercom, access denied.
Oh wait.
I'm gonna
That's right. I was like, I forget we got those stupid cards.
Just
in
fucking with it.
kind of a hot-headed moment of frustration, he strikes the door again, but this one he starts welling up energy in his fist and hits it really hard.
So what's your total strength when you hit it?
I guess it would just be a 13. It doesn't increase my strength, just the strike damage.
All right, you can roll damage if you want. I mean, it does have a hardness. It's got a hardness of 35.
Maybe I can at least dent it.
Talking to Henry.
How do I roll damage?
While he's doing that.
So it's just 4d
Can
and a
you-
half 6. What's the half?
Essentially,
Send the camera feeds to this
1 and 2
terminal?
is 1, 3 and 4
Okay,
is
so
2,
just
5, 6 is
okay.
3.
So
Give
I'm
me a-
having
sure,
I'm
give
having
me a
Henry send me the camera feeds to the terminal that I'm sitting in front of.
Okay.
So
I'm just mirroring the screen to that one.
14, 16.
You did 16 damage?
Yeah,
All right, so you strike it, and you can tell you're not doing anything to this.
Comm system.
nothing at all.
No,
Like,
because
I
it
didn't
has
dent
a hardness of 35, so you have to do a minimum of
Ah.
35 points of damage with a single attack, and then it subtracts off 35 points, and anything extra goes over to actually damage the door.
Gotcha.
Comm
There,
system. That's not going to work.
When you guys hear the connect, you actually hear kind of like a sickening crack, and you're not sure what it is.
So there would be no way of finding out what this is, what it's made out of?
There is.
There is, if you have the ability to do so.
Yeah, if you've got the proper skills with the metal skills, I can't think of the-
Knowledge, whatever.
Metallurgy. That's what it was.
Yeah.
If you had knowledge metallurgy,
/ mechanical engineering, probably.
yeah, that kind of stuff you would be able to, with the proper tools, which also you guys haven't got as of yet, but you'd be able to figure them out. But you have to have the proper knowledge of it, because like you couldn't just like go up to a metal door and go, oh, let's see here, that's got a steel titanium blend.
Oh, I was like, because I know mine's going off, but
So to be honest, I don't
Going
think she's
off,
actually
huh?
noticed the air vents yet, because she's in that just all of the
You would.
buttons. She likes the
What
buttons.
you did.
So I haven't actually she hasn't actually noticed any air vents yet. But
You should have like a plus 20 to your spot for noticing air vents.
but I mean,
Allie sent me a thing.
Do you know
She wa-
roughly how long have I been? I'm so sorry.
no, you're fine. No.
How long have I been knocked out?
You can't really tell.
Okay. After trying a few more doors, finally he's like, all right, I can't anymore, and he just relieves himself on the door. He's just, oh, that's so good.
God damn filthy monkeys!
As you start urinating on the door, this little hovering circle disc-looking thing comes up and starts vacuuming up the liquid, and then it's just like floating in front of your penis, just sucking the liquid up as it leaves.
Neat.
Wow.
Cleaning bots. Toxins being introduced into level 1.
Is there?
Pee is
An air
sterile,
vent.
I'll have you know.
Yeah, to the individual
I'm
that's
gonna go to that specific cleaning bot as soon as it finishes and put it to go sterilize itself.
Is there a vent near the door that he's messing with?
Yeah, sure, right above it.
Cool. I'm gonna try and climb in.
So, as she starts scurrying up the wall to this door,
Very creepily.
the door slides sideways.
What's inside? Are there any windows?
Nope, it's an office though. got a desk.
Oh yeah, I forgot I do have an ID badge that I just like screwed past.
He kind of jumps back a little bit, kind of looks at her. I ain't going in there. No.
And she disappears into this tiny vent. You know, it's like that big. You know, it's just stretches and her head like
She just like
squeezes
worms
down
her
and
way in.
elongates. She's just like she's down.
As the last bit of her disappears, a moment goes by. He goes, "Voice, I want to get out now. Can I leave?
No.
I don't even want my books now. Just let me out.
What's your name?
You can call me Son.
Sorry,
Excuse me?
I can't do that, son.
Son? Yeah. Who's mom?
It's you, S-U-N, Son.
I'm sorry. I can't.
Sorry, I can't do that, S-U-N, son.
All right, I'm just gonna keep exploring and kicking doors. And,
Is anyone else phased by the fact that I just squoze into an airbed?
I'm not.
No, I'm not phased by
I
it.
was very phased.
I was not phased by it.
I'm just sitting in there. I'm just
monitoring motion sensors in the vents to see where she's.
So, at this point, in frustration, he takes in just a huge gulp of air, and as he's walking through the hallway, he's just like,
Oh my god!
God, it's a howling monkey.
How close is he to
He
the
said
end
he
of
was
the
a filthy
halls?
monkey. He's just proving it.
no, hold on, here's the best part. My character's name is Sun Wukong,
Oh God.
after the Monkey King.
He's getting down towards the end of one of them.
That's actually really
Is
funny.
he? Has he passed the furthest blast
Oh,
door?
very coincidence.
Sure.
Okay, I close the blast door.
As you're walking down the hallway, and you're like, "Ah!" All of a sudden you hear it from behind you. And you turn around, and it looks as if there's now a wall behind you. That used to be a hallway.
You see this little head poke out of a vent?
I'm not on the same side as usual.
Did you just hear a weird sound? Interesting. Back into the
Back into the bed.
Man, he doesn't stop. He's literally, whatever room he has left, he's walking in circles, just banging on the
There's two
walls.
more doors in the area that you're at, and then it's the end of a hallway.
There you go. I've contained him in one little area. Now we don't have to deal with him screaming at us.
Can they hear me pounding on the walls though?
I'm sure we
Oh,
can.
we're watching you.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
watching you.
I'm just.
I mean, you don't know that they're watching you.
I'm literally walking circles, just making as much noise as I can.
So, but he can't hear us, right? The rest of us on this side.
What rooms is he by?
Okay,
It's
hold
just
on.
offices.
Where?
I open all the doors around him.
Okay, the two office doors slide open.
Do any of those have windows in them?
No.
Okay, I don't have to. I just continue.
I'll let you know now. This is an underground
You're
military.
in a
building.
mountain right now.
You-
Yeah, but he's-
there-
Yeah, but Sun doesn't know that.
Gosh!
Are there any hall displays?
Doesn't know why he's in here at all.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like monitors
Like
that would be installed in the
Wall-mounted monitor
Oh,
type
yeah.
things.
wall? Is there any near him?
Sure.
Are there any outside cameras still working?
There's a couple of them. Not many.
Sorry.
Really?
I just pull up one that just faces outward.
Okay.
Honestly,
All of
didn't
a
mean to
sudden,
push the button. I was
one of the
waiting
walls
and saving
that
it
you
for
were, like,
later, and I
smashing
got a
on.
notification and hit the notification.
It pops up with this scene of the side of a mountain, and it like drapes down out in over some plains, and there's a setting sun in the back area of it. And
It's like, well, okay. Well, what do you want with me? Because I want to leave, and I'm a little bit weirded out that you guys undressed me. So.
We found you this way, you naked, filthy monkey.
Okay, but you're keeping me prisoner, so I don't really
You're not a
believe you.
prisoner. I'm just playing with you.
Henry, I know you can hear me. Where are we going?
Where do you want to go?
Away from that.
Am I
obviously.
able to use my own token?
The maintenance ladder is right next to the elevator. You can take it down to whatever level you want.
Okay.
because
I
you
just
have the
avoid
ability to open
15
it up
to
using
20.
your horn, remember? So you don't have to use your tokens. You
Yeah.
just, the tokens
But
are
I
so.
don't, what if I don't want to turn into a unicorn though in order to...
No, I mean you can use your tokens at that point.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a couple of... I take out these little like blue.
I'm trying to get more
Teardrop
access to
things
more
down.
power,
Okay.
so that's why I have the elevators off, so I can run the repair bots.
Is there anything we can do for
The
you?
teardrop shaped gems.
Does anybody know
There's-
how to fix electrical wiring?
Does anybody remember I asked you to go to Louisiana?
You see tiny little hand.
I may not remember this.
I don't remember this.
I chose to ignore it. There are 2 more locations where there could be more survivors, such as you were. We need to find them before the Barons are able to acquire them. Well,
Adventure time?
some of us should probably stay here to help repair stuff. I have the electrical engineering. You may be needed. It is a facility such as this that they are in. Is it in the same state? No. No, not like physical state. The same state of affairs type situation.
It is still like full
Is
of
it
radiation.
radiated and... I've never been there.
Well then.
Henry,
What?
I think it's time to go on an adventure. The blast door raises up.
Why did you raise it up?
I didn't do anything.
That was me. Lakesh.
Why?
Can I hear you over the microphone?
Well, no, you, as the blast door goes up, you can hear the old man who's just down the hallway where you were just at, going, that was me.
Because it's finally someone reasonable. Where are my books?
You are not found with any books. When we found you, you are completely naked down in the research levels. We are assuming that the big green monster people brought you in.
So,
I'm turning off the repair bots and heading back.
so my books are where you probably near where you found
heading up.
me.
There was nothing
No,
in
they're
the
coming
room.
up.
You are in a holding cell.
It was just you there.
No books for you.
That's a problem.
At this point, I disappeared from the room.
Why is that a problem?
And she just is gone.
That's okay. Why is it a problem?
The little dice, Jeff.
Right?
Because that's all. That's my prized possession. It's everything. It's everything I know.
Tell us, what do you last remember?
I'm just here crawling.
I think I got hit by a car. That was thrown.
Yeah, not bam. More of bam.
Nothing besides that.
How to use a horse as a weapon.
How do you use a horse as a weapon?
I was
I'll clear
I
my
was
way.
just wandering, exploring,
Get my cart.
looking to add to my library.
Damn it.
Push
Were
it
you
forward
already,
if you really need to.
like, were you searching around, like, the mountain, or were you outside?
I was outside the base, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they must have brought you in here and left your stuff somewhere.
Or destroyed it. Or ate it.
While I'm going up the elevator, I'm going to be looking through the cameras on 15 through 20 that are accessible. Just seeing if I see any books in the visual range of the cameras.
Perception roll.
Clothes
Plus
or
2
anything?
because you're using the closed circuit system. Slightly smarter monkey. Are you referring to me, my friend?
Yes.
What is it, Mr. Budweiser
I made
can?
it even.
That's right.
You made it even? Okay. You actually notice a few doors down from where he was found in the security, like in the hallway. It looks like they had stripped off his clothes and whatever belongings he had and just tossed it off in one of the rooms. And it looks as if they were getting ready to start a fire.
Well, I
to
will.
cook that meat.
I'm gonna,
Can't eat it raw.
I guess, reintroduce atmosphere into the
Okay.
into that level 18, and I'll stop the elevator and just head to 18.
Okay.
Go retrieve it.
Whatever belongings that you had, he now has in his hands. Of course, he's not with you yet. Anyway, and you don't know that.
Wait, how did you get him?
He found them
None yet.
on the security camera footage, and so now he's stopping to pick them up on his way back up to the top.
I am a god, okay? It's fine.
No, you're not.
Mr. Skippycan, what is it I can help you with?
Are there any vehicles that we might be able to use to make our travel time a little bit shorter?
Yes and no.
What do you mean yes and no?
Well,
Yes or it's no.
normal people conveyance is a very rare thing nowadays. Most vehicles are broken down. You can find many vehicles that have spare parts and stuff. But you were asking for a way to make the travel shorter, which we have one of those.
How can we make this shit? Wait, what?
It's called
Okay,
a
please.
mass trance.
Please come with me into this control room.
Little robot. The little robot like starts following, but then catches up and just starts pushing him rather than waiting for him to like push himself into the room.
Anyways, are you all going into the control room?
I guess.
Well, except you.
No, I come back.
Oh, you come back.
So it looks like I'm coming back through like a portal type thing. And I have like a fancy ass cocktail in my hand. And I'm drinking.
Blinks out of existence, comes back in.
Sun sees what you have in your hand. He's like, 2? He takes your offer seriously. He takes it very literally. Is there an olive in there?
Yeah, I kind of imagine the martini is.
Okay. He totally downs your drink.
He downs it.
Yeah.
Ooh, can I have a sip? One sip.
And he, this day got a little better.
I definitely like pre-gamed like 2 of those before I.
There's like a devil right.
Alright, so we have a thing in here. Wait, we really should have Mr. Henry in here. The entire base activates. He seems to push down on his wrist, and he's like, Mr. Henry, could you join us in the Master's control room?
On my way.
Anyways, a couple minutes later, your elevator hits up the top.
Come walking around the corner holding like clothes and
My-
books.
I heard the
It's basically a big
I-
duffel bag of books.
I heard-
And it's heavy. It's
I
I'm
heard
dragging it. because I'm not that strong.
I heard the elevator open, so like I crawl over there in the air vent shaft.
I just like I drag it around the corner, and as soon as I see people, I just like drop it there, and I'm just like, shit's right there.
And he goes, sweet. And he picks the duffel bag and slings it over his shoulder like it's fucking nothing.
Poke my head out.
Puts his clothes on. He's got like spiky wristbands. Total punk. He's got like
Oh,
a
awesome!
denim
Another
jacket.
pack mule for the group. Sweet.
He looks at you and he's like, group? I'm a lone wolf. I came here alone. There's no group. I got my stuff, so I'm gonna go now.
Okay.
Kick him out.
Well, he doesn't want to be part of the group.
I'm pretty sure there's another one of those green guys out there. We could give him to him.
You say that and he's like, oh! Cracks his knuckles. He's like, please, I have a debt to pay.
I mean, you did get taken out by a car the last time. So.
Yeah, there were 6 of them.
Green guys, not cars. There's only one car.
Just
Me wanting to like,
all
only
these
weakness.
cars just
I'm gonna like
cars.
drop out of the vent and like try and tackle him.
With a car.
Yes.
No.
Do you do that?
Do it. Drop out on top of him,
Yeah.
like so that he doesn't see you.
So,
Don't hurt her. Do not hurt her.
okay, so,
How did she die?
okay, so
The
you,
next thing is, how does
Yeah.
he die?
so what you don't realize is, I can't be startled. It's impossible. As a reflex,
She doesn't know that.
Yeah, I know. As a reflex, I like, you know those prank videos, they pop out, I like, bah! Like, oh shit, sorry, don't do that. Don't scare me.
She's launched
It
into
would have
the
been hilarious if as she was falling, you reached up your hands to brace her so she didn't fall off your shoulders. Anyways, so as you're falling, he pops you.
Yeah, ah, shit, sorry. Ooh, I just hit a little girl. I'm so sorry.
Here comes Eric.
Bam!
That was a great offense to our religion.
Do you have a death wish?
It looks like you need to join our group for a little while to pay
Touch
off
her
that debt.
again, and I swear I will kill you.
I get off the
He
floor.
looks. He's like, you can try.
There is a lot of violence. And looks over at, hold on, Theodora. Looks over at Theodora. And, well, I was going to say a lot of testosterone being thrown around here, but it looks as if, yeah.
I was being
Anyways.
really diplomatic.
I don't have a sex, so
But I'm not the only girl. She's a girl too.
Girl.
Yes, but she's not being violent. She's passing out martinis.
Yes, you do.
You over here going, I will kill
I just kind of like get off of the ground.
Are you okay?
you. Anyways,
She doesn't speak English, right?
No, I'm pretty sure I know
Last
what
I
she
checked, the
speaks,
map trends
but
doesn't
we
have
haven't
any
moved forward. We haven't
coordinates
moved
on
that
it
yet.
unless you know them.
So
That
you
is
speak
very
to her
true.
in English and she doesn't
there is
speak
no coordinates.
I
So
don't
what?
like.
We just like random jumping to anywhere?
You asked if there was a way to be shorter.
so it could be shorter, it could be way longer, depending on where we end up after we jump.
Now, we are in the Bitterroot mountain range. This is far in the northwest. You're going to Louisiana southeast. Even if you random jump and you did not get to Louisiana,
Wait, Louisiana? Shit.
How far is
Does this
Louisiana?
is this system only able to jump inside the continental U.S.?
well, we've only shipped,
Ow! Don't kick me, monster!
we've only shipped the units to the U.S. It was the U.S. government who created them.
Well, we'll see what happens. Alright, I'm down. Why not?
Okay. Well, you see, we throw a couple heaters in here, and it's nice in here now.
I know, it's not so cold. Even with the baby taking a blanket.
Let's do this.
I'm a little chilly, but not as bad.
What's my back?
I can't wait until I can change my mask. Because at some point I'm gonna make him pick me up.
Who,
Does
me?
it weigh a metric ton?
I can pick you up.
Wait,
Not
I
if I change my mask to a metric ton.
Yeah.
And you're still the size of a beer can.
Yeah.
I actually probably still could pick you up.
Think like Thor's hammer, man.
Yeah, I can literally go Super Saiyan.
If he did use the Super Saiyan ability, he could probably do it.
Yeah.
Either way.
Either way.
Alright, where else is going? Let's just get this over with.
Where?
And more shit to fix.
Up the elevator?
Louisiana.
No, we're going to Louisiana.
How
Through
far
that
is this
room.
place?
It's just like a.
As I point to the submarine hatch that's in this room.
Where are you from again?
From France.
Why the hell would you? Well, because originally I was
Think
supposed to
There's a
ability
funny
applies.
rhyming joke that has to do with England and France.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I
I'm
see
like,
London, I see France. Yeah.
Think the distance
Oh,
traveled
man.
from Scotland
Okay.
to Madrid.
I start opening the hatch,
Ish.
walking into the match.
Those are two things that I have a good point of reference on. I totally know the distance between those.
She
two.
would.
And while
Oh,
I'm
do
heading,
you?
while I'm heading
Because she's
into the
from
mat trans
England.
unit, I grab the beer
Oh,
can so
yeah.
she
She
would
would
What part-
understand.
What part did you?
I don't remember where I put. I wrote it down on another piece of paper, but I don't know where that's at. I'd have to remember.
She would be
it.
familiar with the
That doesn't build a whole lot of
Islands of-
confidence that she knows either.
I wrote down like my entire character on the other paper, but my binder's at home.
Yeah.
Oh, your character.
By the way,
I
Yeah.
picked you up and oh, interesting. Where were you from?
Okay.
Well, I'm from Germany. I'm
I'm
from Frankfurt, Germany.
Nice.
Are we gonna leave or not, you
Fine.
monkeys?
So, my friend, would you like to accompany them? We are in a
no.
fight against
You
the
guys are
barons.
kind of assholes. I don't know if I want to.
hey, you
But
just
we are in a
you
fight
buy-
against the barons.
You
So
were
now-
the one coming here
Being
screaming.
from this time period, you would know who the barons are. There are 7 gigantic mega cities
Okay.
that have huge walls around them. And I say mega cities very loosely because they have a population of 5,000 people. Each of them. Exactly 5,000
A
people.
mega city in the sense that it's a large city that's been
It's the largest cities pretty much
that
occupied.
are left. Yeah.
And so they're like these huge tower cities. and they're each controlled by a baron of like immense powers and stuff. And they have some of like the best tech out there. Like they've got what they call Deathbirds. Essentially, they're like Apache helicopters.
Are there
No, Blackhawks. They were the Blackhawks, the long, super thin. Anyway,
Are any of the barons skilled in a way that would interest my character, or is it all tech and?
most of their stuff is pretty much tech because you never actually get to see the barons. They're just the ones that are in control of everything.
So I wouldn't have heard any rumors that would like make them think they're a worthy adversary or anything like that.
Not the barons, no.
Is anyone from this actual world and time?
I
Because
am.
they would probably know who I
I'm the
am.
only one.
So you are probably the only one who knows who I am.
Yes, but remember, you're not from this world and time. Because we had written into
You are
your
before this
history
world in time.
that you were one of the ones that was frozen. So you had met the people back in 2010, 2011, and had been here talking with them when all of this bad stuff happened, and you just got shoved in with everybody else to save your life. And have been in cryostasis since then, 200 some years.
So I might have heard rumors of something like that, of like a brothel of something. But I don't
It
know.
might be something of like legends at this point.
Yeah.
Because 200 years ago.
Don't worry, the Revolutionary War was just a myth.
Anyways, so we're in a fight. We're in a fight against the barons.
Had to put your dwarf away.
Yes.
That is never gonna die. That is never
I
gonna
just like
die.
cross my arms in the mat trance, or tapping my foot. I'm like, are we going yet?
You know, they're just gonna stand there and keep babbling on.
I will go.
I climbed in.
I'll climb in.
Okay.
I've already climbed in. It was
Oh,
interesting.
You look like a
Rakesh.
strong
I
person.
wonder what happens
There
if I
will
get drunk
probably-
and then turn into a
There will
unicorn.
probably be many opportunities to prove your strength along the way.
I do like punching people.
As long as you don't scalp up my head out, as long as you quit screaming.
He says, well, I mean, in my defense, you guys are assholes. And he jumps down.
I hand Lakesh the tablet.
I don't need it.
This is the one that's
This is the
from
one linked for the base.
Yeah,
Just hold
it's
on
not
to it.
his personal
I don't need
one,
it
it's
right
the
now.
I'll put it back in the room for you.
Because I got this.
You put it back in its docking station.
Are you staying here?
Mine is much better. He's pointing at an empty hand or an empty arm.
Yes. I may want one of those in the future.
What are you, a freckle past a hair?
He pushes his arm. No, I've got complete control of the base from my arm. And you hear him coming through all of the loudspeakers.
Watch the power drain.
Are you not going with us?
Everything on this level is being run by a separate nuclear power plant. That's why it had nuclear power before it.
Alright then, genius.
If only you guys had thought of tying this nuclear power plant into the other part of the base. Farewell. He's in the same room with you, but speaking through all of the loudspeakers.
And so I'm just like,
If you could do me a favor and turn the repair bots back on while we're gone, that'd be great.
I can do this.
Can you?
I'd hope so.
I'm definitely
mean,
going into the
what's his
submarine.
bucket
That sounds
is
fun.
sticking behind with Lakesh and his robot. So
You're staying here?
no, not me.
Travis's
Travis's character is staying behind.
And Nessa's apparently too.
Yeah.
Nessa's.
She's still
Anybody
trying to
that's
learn
not
things.
physically here is basically staying behind.
Sounds good.
Except for Mike.
Yeah, because Mike needs to be here.
Mike needs to be here because when he comes next week, he'll be.
Oh.
He'll be on autofollow.
So, you guys are popping into the thing?
Yep.
Alright.
I don't really have a
What's
choice. I'm
this
in a
submarine? What
pocket.
does it even look like?
It looks like a big white chamber.
Like hyperbaric chamber. If you know what that is.
Yes.
So think of like a round white chamber with like, I think they're like hexagon shaped panels on the floor that are all white as well.
I wonder how the acoustics are in here.
It echoes.
Echo!
Do not!
Do not!
Pulls out an implode grenade. Do not!
Filthy monkey. At least he put some clothes on.
All right, so as you
We
guys,
used to call those clothes.
I don't know why I'm narrating in Lakesh now.
It's better than looking at his filthy, naked monkey body.
He's not
I
naked.
know.
No, I
You
said.
said it's better. than
I
looking
said
at
you
it.
called that close.
And I said, it's better than looking at his filthy, naked monkey body.
But he's got his normal clothes back now.
Yeah. That's what's better.
Oh, I thought we were still talking about his sheer robe that he was wearing.
No,
I kept that, by the way. Put it
I
in
just
the-
ignored it, or blatantly ignored the fact that he was wearing that and still considered him completely naked until he put his regular clothes on.
So, anyways,
I like that everybody's talking about my naked body so
That
much.
has nothing inside.
it's got a submarine door essentially, a little porthole-looking window in it.
Hatch.
On the other side, it is a 12-meter wide, 12-meter diameter hexagonal room
Okay.
made up of small hexagonals for the floors and the ceilings. The walls all seem to be incredibly smooth in this place, and the walls themselves are painted completely black.
Oh,
I thought it was white. At least it wasn't last time.
But he changed the story how he
I know.
wants to
I
change
know.
the story.
That's fine.
I
was
do as I
describing
damn
what I
well
knew.
please.
Mandela effect.
So, everybody got in?
Yep.
I could have sworn this was Bernstein Bears.
So,
I
before you hop in, Lakesh will teach you how to copy down the coordinates of the base that you end up landing at,
I report them.
so you can record them and we can use them as targeting for future
Perfect.
travels.
Have we set up some kind of communication with Lakesh so that we can talk to him
No.
after the fact? Should we be doing that?
If we have another mat trans on the other side that we can get to, then we can use that.
To communicate with him?
Send somebody back with a message. And the
'Cause
proper
we have
coordinates,
the
because then we can send
coordinates-
them right back.
Well, and we have the coordinates for this place now, right? Because
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I recorded. And I learned how to get that address.
Yeah, he showed him how to access it in the computer because it's not actually something that you can pull up.
It's a lot. Think of Armada having to go into like really weird submenus
So, anyways,
until you find the MAC address. Anyways,
so you guys pop in, slam the door closed, spin the wheel, and then you guys hear a big loud click, and then gas starts to come up in between all of the hexes. She's stealing the heater.
Is she really?
Yeah. I noticed the hand come over and start moving the heater closer to herself, and then turns it to herself. No, you're fine. You have the heater down there. It's just heating up the room.
sucks to be all of you. Glad I don't have to breathe.
And so
I'm trying to
the
escape.
gas starts to
gas?
come up.
I'm just like this. I'm like, it's like, huh?
And then gas starts to pour down through the hexes in the ceiling, and it starts to kind of like swirl around in a tornado-y type effect.
Wait, like a toxic gas?
Gas, that's what you guys know.
The gas.
We're
That's
in a
why I
gas,
said sucks to be you. Glad I don't have to breathe.
we're in a gas chamber.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm gonna just like usher people through my. I get out my tokens instantly and create a portal.
why? Just wait.
Why?
Just wait. It's
To get
part of
gassed?
the. It's not gonna kill you. Just wait.
Do you wait?
Fine.
Just
Okay.
give it a minute.
So the gases start to swirl around in kind of a vortex around your guys' body. And you guys can hear this. It starts off as a very, very low hum. And it starts to slowly build. So it's like. And just about the point where it gets to be ear-splittingly loud, you hear what sounds like a thunder crack. And then everything goes completely black. And then.
All right, now we're all dead.
Like, I feel like we have to
Just
roll.
for yourself.
Just
Jamie's the only one that's
just
not alive
kidding.
anymore.
In this universe, or this space time, sure.
You lost containment. It's fine.
Anyways, a number of time units later, you guys.
Wow.
Okay.
A number of time units later, you guys end up waking up. Everybody who has a stomach needs to make me a Constitution check.
Sucks to be all you.
Let's see if this is as bad as Henry's always been with Matt
How
trans
many
units.
dice do we roll?
3 of them.
Made it by 2.
And it's whatever it says for your roll.
You want to be less than the number you have for your
Yes.
roll.
So you want to roll less than a 10?
So roll your dice.
Well, it's got a value, or not the value, the roll.
Oh, on the far right. So 11. 10.
So this is your 11 minus
12.
your dice roll.
No, you hork.
She
Made it
vomits.
by wood.
She vomits rainbow.
Just remember, you always want to roll low. The lower you roll, the better. The higher you roll, the worse it is. I failed by 2.
It's the opposite of.
I failed.
All
right. What'd you do?
I made it by 1.
You made it by 1. So you feel like you're going to vomit, and you like kind of black out a little bit. You know how when you stand up sometimes you get that whole blackout thing, and you're like, oh,
Get all dizzy and.
yeah, and everything kind of goes dark. That's what happens for about the next 5 minutes.
Oh, damn.
I'm just gonna sit down.
All right, extremely nauseous. How about you? How much did you fail by?
By 1.
Failed it by 1. All right. So not only do you have those symptoms, where everything is kind of really dark and hazy and like foggy around the edges and stuff, but you actually start to vomit, and you get nosebleeds.
Fucking do it.
Her vomit and nosebleeds are
Is it
rainbow.
her nosebleed color?
What color do you bleed?
Phosphorescent purple.
You should go Harry Potter and
How'd you
bleed
do?
silver.
I failed by 2.
Oh. There you go. Silver.
So everything does go black for you.
Okay.
Like you can't see.
It's good. It's a good thing I can blind fight.
And you woke up laying face down on the ground, and you're vomiting, have nosebleeds and stuff, but you also have blood coming out of your ears and out from between your eyes.
So it's like a typical Friday.
All right, how about you?
Oh, a bunch of
Those ragers every Friday night for you, huh?
All right,
Uh-huh.
so everything's kind of dark. You end up vomiting because you broke even. But no nosebleeds or anything like that. So, just stomachy fluids instead of,
There's
other
like 4
important
blankets
ones.
upstairs if you want one.
All right, how'd you do?
Made it by 2.
Made it by 2?
Still
You
holding
are
it
actually
inside.
fine.
I'm gonna go after that.
No problem.
It's like you've done this before.
Yeah. You don't need to roll.
Yeah.
Everything is totally fine. And you?
Failed by 2.
Oh, God. All right, you're just,
Typical Henry.
yeah, you're just like Stetson's
Should
character.
I have rolled?
Do I need
Everything
to?
is completely black, and
I'm bleeding from everywhere on
Yes.
my face.
Do I need to roll to make sure he doesn't puke on me in his own pocket?
no, he's not gonna.
I don't know.
He
is
woke
an
up laying
asshole.
on the floor, so
Would
you're
I
safe.
would I have
Do I need to
access
roll
to
for
like,
Eric?
Sure.
Would I have access to like medicines and things like that?
If you have access to them, if that's what's written down.
It's not. I just have like I'm just like super rich, so I feel like I would have.
11.
Yeah, you have a whole bunch of trade goods.
He broke even as well.
What are my trade goods?
Just that's why they're listed as trade goods. They're not anything of any importance until you use them to purchase other things. It'd be like you saying, "I have $100 million." Well, having $100 million doesn't mean you have med kits and you have, bandages and stuff like that until you use that $100 million to purchase that stuff. The reason we called it trade units is so you could use them anywhere. Because if it was somebody from a world that came into your brothel area and they used gold pieces, having digital currency isn't going to do anything for that person.
But with my base, wouldn't I have that stocked with like anything I need?
Because you haven't paid for that. That would be an upgrade on your base, having a whole bunch of extra stocks of stuff.
So
We
like in
bought
the
just the
future,
bare
you
minimum
could-
base.
You could buy supplies.
Oh.
Yeah, because remember when we sat down and I was like, what do you want in your base? And you just had the bare minimum living supplies for the 8 people that were living there.
Oh, okay.
And so there's enough food and water and air and stuff like that for 8 people.
Would I
To live
know where to buy something like that? I feel like I'd probably have like.
Not in this time. You would though.
Oh.
All your
You've
base
got-
are belong to us.
Your base are belong to us. But he is from this area. and you have access to trade goods. You just need to get to some sort of a commerce area.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so
That was fun. Let's do that again.
Let's not.
Oh, please, God, no.
all right. Okay, good.
I like start to kind of move and get up. Pull Skippy out. I'm like, Skippy, what do you see? What?
He's holding you right up next to a wall.
That would be a wall.
I turn 90
Still a
degrees.
wall.
Still a wall.
Why am I in a corner?
So nobody puts baby in the corner.
No, we put Henry in the corner.
Anyways, so for Skippy and you made it by 2, right?
Yeah, I made it.
Okay, so for both of you, same identical hexagonal room, except that the walls are painted a dark green with kind of light green, like diagonal lines going through them. And instead of just the door looks a lot fancier now. And on 2 of the walls on either side of the door, there are large windows or mirrors. The mirrors from your side. You'll find out here in a minute, but they're windows. One way.
One way glass.
Uh-huh.
Am I still like thrown up and
We look.
For 5 minutes.
It looks like
Yeah,
we're in another Matrans. Only there's what appeared to be. Could I check to see if I understood the concept behind
Behind what?
behind one-way glass?
I'm fairly certain with your guys' advanced tech, you would know what one-way glass is. It's clearly got the borders as if it was a window set into this wall.
It doesn't look like just a pane of glass that's
Right.
hanging on the wall.
Right. It does not look like that. It looks like
Although this one apparently is set up for observation.
Uh-huh.
There's one-way glass, 2 one-way
someone watching
glass
us?
windows on either side of the door. Okay.
all right. So everybody is now starting to feel better.
Do you recognize
I'm
or
gonna
does
punch in
that
so
sound
many coins
familiar?
when I get back.
Do I know of any redoubts that had this design in them?
Did you take any knowledges based upon your
Other than my rank, no, and my access to all the different projects.
Okay. You could make a straight intelligence check.
Can I try and open the door?
Yeah, it's got the same little spinny thing on it. Just
Made it by
spins
3?
easy. Made it by 3. You're fairly certain that this one was in upstate New York.
Hey, what's up?
And if you remember correctly, they were working on.
Hey, you stole some of my popcorn.
No, I've had it here for like a few weeks. Shut up.
It was another one of the over projects that dealt with like biology. I cannot remember.
Did we just get tricked? Is that what happened?
It's alright, vague information is fine. That
That's
makes sense.
I feel like we got
I would only know
Yes.
certain little things.
We're tricked.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm trying to
It-
write down.
because Over Project Excalibur was
I
the
don't think
one
we're
that
Louisiana,
dealt
that's
mainly
for sure.
with weaponry and that kind of stuff.
That was the
and-
one I was
No, it's
primarily
like-
based on.
Right.
Wait, wrong
Yeah.
place.
They told us
When
that
they-
we weren't going to.
But I
we
consulted in a
couldn't,
few
like,
different
pin in a
projects.
specific address. We
throughout
had to like jump and
the
guess.
whole research division.
And we said we may have to try
Especially
That's why I
considering
knew
there were
about
5
Matrans
over
and stuff like
projects,
that.
each one of those had
Just 10 or
dozens
12.
Oh,
of
fuck that noise.
like
We ended
once.
up in the Manhattan Project.
No, the biology.
I will hitchhike.
No, but it's
See you
in
guys there.
New York. So
Upstate New
thus
York.
It's the Manhattan Project.
So where are we? I think we're in upstate New York.
Wait,
That's
I thought we were going to Louisiana.
We should have walked.
We also said that we didn't have the coordinates for Louisiana
So why
Are we using this method?
because we were
Trying to go
mathematically we were more.
Aren't you geniuses? Why did we use this method?
Because
To get
you're
closer.
a filthy
New York's not closer.
It's closer than where we were.
It is considerably closer than where we were.
Very close to Seattle.
We were in the
Middle of the
northwest.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
We're now in the
the
northeast. which is closer to Louisiana
Yeah.
than Washington State.
Okay, so how far is
We're about halfway.
this place from there?
Casually still slowly opening the door.
Northern Scotland to
I
London.
head over to the door and
Are
start
we gonna try again?
seeing if I
It's
can get it
still
open.
probably longer than
The two
that,
of
but
you
I'm
that are
just
here,
waiting.
next to the doors, make me perception rolls.
Don't touch that little girl.
2 1s and a 2.
Do it!
So we all need
Do
to
it!
Nope, just these two because they have to be right up next to the door to
I
get
made
this.
it by 8.
Well,
let's see.
should I be doing it? Because
Perception
I'm with him.
11.
That's true.
He's attached to me technically.
11
If you're in the pocket though, you're at a -1 because it's slightly muffled.
He pulled me out and is
Hold
holding
on.
me up so that I could see.
Also, am I sharing a room with somebody?
9, 8,
Am I in the room with anybody or just me?
You guys are all in the same room.
Okay, I would like to point out I'm shouting in anger,
Oh god.
so that might make it harder to hear.
So I rolled a 7.
If I didn't have those two,
Because I rolled a 3 and I'm a -11.
So you beat it by 7.
Yeah.
Okay,
I beat it by 7.
you beat it by 7. You beat it by 8.
If I hadn't rolled,
Even
Two
if I
ones,
put a
I
-3
would've
on
been
there because of
hosed.
other loud noises, you guys
Loud
all
noises.
still hear it really good.
I don't know what I'm yelling about.
shut up, you filthy monkey. The fact that you still haven't questioned where the hell this voice is coming from.
Chrome-plated beer can.
I think
You've got
you
this guy over
overestimate
here
how much I
holding
care.
Wait,
Yeah, my
did that
character
beer
has
can
seen
just talk?
Otter things and it's not impressed.
All right, so
You're
From
not
the other
attracted
side
to the uniform.
the door,
I don't care.
you hear
She's a unicorn.
what sounds like
She probably has
growling,
fleas.
maybe.
Oh god.
It's really loud in here. There's definitely some sort of a sound on the other side of this door, but it's really loud and echoey in this extremely circular, cylindrical room, and lots of loud noises going on.
Did I get my sight back?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You just hear me.
What are you doing?
Shut up.
I can't shush. How am I supposed to shush right now? Things are crazy. You guys are assholes.
Here's a suggestion. Here's a
That's my
suggestion.
witch! Shut up!
Close your mouth and don't make noise.
How am I supposed to do it?
We should
You want to stomp around the room and act like a filthy monkey, then go for it. Just keep your mouth shut while you do it.
On the
He,
door to see
he
if the growling
takes that as a
knocks
challenge and gets down on the ground and and just is making noise.
I knock on the door to see if the growling knocks back.
He's even
Well, the noise seems to have stopped.
Call me a monkey, will
On the
you?
outside,
Exactly.
Either that or it got a lot louder inside the chamber. You're not certain which.
is it round? You describe the chamber.
Yeah,
Same
so
shape.
yeah, it's still the exact same shape. All of the mat transes that you'll come across are all going to be cylindrical in size.
Cylindrical, you say?
Yes.
Okay, I am going to literally run around the walls, just like making noise in a circle around everybody.
Skippy, look what you have started!
And he
proves me
also
right.
also he's like monkey see monkey do, monkey see monkey do.
Hey, you want to punch something?
And then with that he stops and he's like woo, and
How close
boom,
did you get
falls to the ground, gets back up.
Well, it looked like you stopped when you heard the sound, and
I was
Come here.
because I was in the middle of slowly trying
Uh-huh.
to turn it,
He-
and then I
He
kind of
comes up to the door.
Is the door ready to open?
you haven't tried pushing it open yet.
You gonna put him up front?
Go ahead and push this door open.
Let's see what happens.
Might have to turn it just a little bit more.
All right, yeah.
Now that you're up front, do you want to make a listen check?
No, I'm just gonna open the door and open it.
I don't care.
There we go!
In
I
fact,
just kind of
as I open the door, I actually wind up my punch and just if I see something, I just
And I just back up
I
into the
crouch
chamber out of the hallway area.
I crouched back down and actually picked my needle
not gonna lie,
back
I'm
up
now
off the
addicted
floor.
to digging. Turn.
All right, so Henry has disappeared. He went so far into the chamber. I can't see him anymore.
What?
Yeah,
punched her
we're
in
trying
the
to
face
get
earlier.
out of
She
the line
scared
of
me.
fire.
She startled me.
What?
Yeah,
Why
she
did you punch her?
because it was a reaction. It was like
She's kind of creepy.
it was like a startle. You know, like
He-
you
That's
pop
the
out
only
and you're like,
time he's been startled thus far.
He,
Well,
he,
yeah.
he, he
And it was only kind of startled.
Yeah.
Because
Because I actually can't start.
These are probably one of the only things that could startle him, to be honest.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, he found them
you shove open the door, and like 2 feet on the other side of it, there is a person standing there in what looks like a really shabby hoodie, like really old, with lots of holes and.
Oh, this is not the same dapper guy with the looking all crazy?
So I pull my punch like at the last second, and
Damn
it
it, he lost
stops
his
right
top
here, and his
hat.
hair goes a little
Do
bit.
you still have his top hat?
No, he lost
Does
it
it
when he
knock his
landed in
hood
the river.
It should not have set off if it's moving his hair.
No, I need,
All right.
I need a new
So-
top hat because it went flying off when he got
You
kicked out
stop
of the
right
river.
there. The thing goes "Ugh," and tries to bite your hand.
Oh,
Just like humanoid?
Completely misses.
nice. Okay, then I'm gonna.
Is it a zombie?
Oh, I guess that actually can trigger my 3-for-1. So suddenly, as he misses his hand, you guys see my character.
Well, I thought you were.
Oh, is it
had
only
to-
a block?
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to block the
You're
enemy.
right. You're right.
Not the enemy misses you.
You're right. Okay. Yeah. Then I'm gonna.
Hold on
I'm,
to that.
I'm actually going to, instead of bringing the fist back, I'm just gonna do like a 1-inch punch, just poof, right in his teeth, and finish it out.
Okay, Bruce Lee.
I mean, that's kinda. It's kinda. Yeah. And you can hit pretty hard that way.
Hello.
Yeah.
Listening.
I love how you just like curled.
Do I need a roll for that?
Yes, you have to make an attack roll.
Is that with?
So it's 9 plus whatever your bonus is to your OCV. It'll be listed in this spot on your character sheet on the front.
Okay.
You'll have an OCV bonus, or it'll say like combat skill levels. I don't remember how we did it for your specific character.
Jay, you good?
And I need to be lower than that number, right? And that
Well, yeah, because it's 9 plus whatever that is. What is your bonus?
3
Yeah, it's got to be more than
Are
that.
you?
base OCV.
Right, and then do you have anything listed under the combat skill levels?
Are we still?
I just see defense maneuver
Like this
plus
is
2.
gonna ever change. We were a bunch of
Maybe
children
it's not
over here.
complete.
He plays a chrome beer can shaped man child.
No, you have a whole line of stuff written
That's really,
really
really
tiny
smart.
right here.
Oh,
Doesn't
I-
doesn't take away from the man child though. Just makes you a really
we flip
smart
over to
man
your character
child.
sheet over here.
ah,
It says plus 10 with hand-to-hand attacks.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
right.
don't know why it decided it was
You
going to
have
try
this
to
one
write
little
your
hair
entire
right here that's doing, like, the
skill.
most perfect
Look,
curl.
look at it on that first line. It's
Yeah, no wonder. I'm like, I don't
like
see
2.5.
anything.
Yeah, it's the one like right in front of your ear.
That's like half point font.
yes, it wrote it like a half a point. Anyways, so you have a plus 10 on top of your plus 3.
So I
So
rolled.
that's-
I rolled a
No, I'm feeling
13.
it skipping,
So,
making the noise.
Your,
and I'm
your
just going,
bonus is going to be
Sorry, it's
10
beans
plus your
before we
original
left.
base, so that's 13 plus 9. So you're at a 22. If you remember
Those are some
that,
serious
you're always going to be at a 22
blown
minus with your hand attacks.
Okay, so I.
Get the plus
You
3
call
for
us
this.
dirty.
Because he still has his base OCV, and he has combat skill levels that give him an additional 10
When I'm using hand-to-hand
when he's
combat.
using hand-to-hand.
I got you.
We're
So
just breaking
my
Sarah
total
with
number
the-
is like
I
negative
just
12.
like think it's funny that you
And
think
so 22 minus what'd you roll?
13.
So
Because we're all
22
immature. It's okay.
Exactly.
9 minus 9.
and it just
12, let me
makes
tell
it
all right, so you made it by 9.
funny.
That much more
Okay.
funny.
Sorry.
Which definitely hits this guy. This actually is going to crit this guy, who only has a DCB of 2.
Jesus.
His head's gonna blow up.
And so
It's a
you
crit.
automatically do max damage.
Oh no.
Unless your attack already does max damage, then you do double damage.
He takes. Exactly. He takes 21 points of damage.
And his head explodes.
What?
That's
I
the
didn't
sound.
even talk to him.
He tried to bite me.
And it
So
is.
you guys shove the guy in front, and he's like, wham! And as he stops, the guy goes, ah! And he goes, finish it! Bam! And the guy's body goes flying like 15 feet backwards, end over end, and lands halfway through the antechamber next to this place.
That was like this much distance.
It's okay. That guy
I
could have saved
One Punch
humanity.
Man?
I
Much?
I peed out, see if there's any more.
Of his body left?
No, the growling.
Oh, no, the growling seems to be gone.
Okay, then I go harvest.
You get up to it. There's no Adam in this thing.
I go up to you and I'm like, are you interested in a career as a bodyguard?
As a matter of fact, this thing,
I could be persuaded.
it seems to have been dead for a very long time.
Said, and I say, I think I
It was
can
already
persuade you.
dead.
And I give you one of the little tokens.
What's his?
Actually, I have to give you 2 because it's one there, one back. Don't eat it.
No, it's like the coin. He's like,
It's real.
You're spelling a balloon over there?
over the fence with the right.
Oh God.
All right, so
And moving.
what are you guys doing?
So I'm assuming I'm now covered in brain matter and flesh.
Well, there's stuff on you. It doesn't quite look like flesh.
Is it? That's what I was going to ask you. Does it look
grayish?
decaying? Okay.
Yeah.
So this wouldn't be too unnormal for me since I've been wandering this world for a while.
You've seen mutant creatures and stuff like that, but as for things that are still moving after they're dead, you've never seen that.
Okay, but I mean,
But
probably
you have
wouldn't be
seen a
that
lot of like mutant
I
creatures.
might have seen that.
There have been a lot of creatures that are gigantic because after
It's
the
alright.
nuclear radiation.
Uh-huh.
This was just a military contract with the Umbrella Corporation. Okay, it's fine.
Oh my God, we're all gonna die.
Y'all know that New York is Raccoon City, right?
Yeah, we all gonna die.
So I'll head in and inspect the antechamber.
You're gonna die.
Well, there's
All
this
I have
body
to
in
do
it.
is shut up and turn into a beer can.
The rest of the room is all stuff put together. Like all the computers seem to be working and clicking away and making sounds and stuff like that. And the big glass door is down. The antechamber on the outside kind of wraps around the Matrans unit, and there are seats and lockers along the edges. And so, as you're sitting on the seats, you can actually see into the into the
Entrance hallway.
into the Matrans unit.
unit through the one-way glass.
Right. So now you can tell that it's one with glass as opposed to just being shiny, mirrory colors.
Alright, I'll go over to one of the computers and
Yeah, set me down on one of the other ones
set
too.
him next to me on another terminal.
Now, are you going to the Matrans computer? Because you know that there is a single computer that actually controls the Matrans. It's the one that he showed you
I'll
how
do
to
that
get
one
the-
first, yeah.
Get the coordinates out of.
Mhm.
All right. So you guys are going over to the computers. What's everybody else doing?
I'm climbing up onto those chairs and looking through the window.
The one-way glass back into the room we just came out of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are there
Totally
any like
fascinated by the fact
large screens or
that
monitors?
you go back in to
around?
look.
All right, I'm gonna go to the
Yeah,
nearest
you
one,
just see
and
me,
I'm
like-
starting to push buttons. I'm like, how do I call that Indian? I'm gonna beat the shit out of him.
Don't start hitting buttons, please.
Pressing buttons.
But yeah, no,
He is. He's totally just.
So,
You just
if you
see,
make
like,
me,
going,
You
like,
might
back
set
and
off the
forth
security
from-
system and then I have
make
to
me
have
a
a
computer
harder
use
job.
roll.
A computer use roll?
Oh god.
Oh god, it's untrained.
What? I don't have one.
Yeah.
So
All
I
right.
God, it's
So
untrained.
it's your intelligence roll -4.
Okay. I would also like to point out that as a technicality, I'm also illiterate, so I don't know what any of the buttons say.
Oh my God.
Shouldn't
But
it be
yeah.
like-
Oh shit!
Ow!
I
Did you roll
can't.
3 ones?
No, I got 8 minus so 8 is what I rolled. So
Beat it by
So
4.
what's the roll next to your intelligence?
minus 11.
So 11 minus another 4.
So
You failed by 1.
So you
7
only failed by
minus-
1.
nice.
Failed
That
by
is
1.
crazy, man.
Did I get blue screened?
So you're sitting here punching buttons and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden all the lights in here go off and the emergency lighting comes on. Nothing else happens.
Oh my God.
Stop touching buttons right now. Please.
Where did I get this
Stand up.
Not the
muffin?
implosion grenade.
No! We're not gonna self-destruct yet!
And I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
but
still
that's
trying to
the
figure
only
out how
way he
this
takes
window
anything
thing works. So
seriously.
you just like see me like running back and forth from
All right,
Matrans.
are you doing anything? No. All right. Are you doing anything?
I'm gonna try what you just tried.
God damn
Just
it!
poking
Don't
buttons.
touch the
Yeah.
freaking
Alright.
computer!
Computer use
I'm trying
roll.
to get on his good side because I feel like I can, like his skills can be put to use. So.
All right.
Let
Computer
We're all
use
gonna
roll.
die.
Let the people
all
who
gonna die.
understand this do the work!
We're just all gonna die, it's fine.
So while she's poking on her computer, what are you guys doing on
I'm
your
gonna
computer?
hack and try and lock her out of doing anything.
Right?
I left him on the main
Oh, God.
systems while I went to the
Do you
back.
roll 3 or 4?
3.
Just 3.
Oh, then Oh, okay.
Did you roll 4 last?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
it's always going to be 3 unless you're rolling like damage.
I think that's what.
So,
minus
first off, I
11
try my
for
credentials.
no. So 11 minus what you rolled.
Okay, those don't work.
And
Those don't work?
you got
Yeah, so then I hack, and I made it by
Oh wow.
5.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I
Okay.
rolled 2 3s, a 1, and a 2.
So you have level 3 clearance on.
So it's 11
on
minus
this
4.
out of 5.
Okay.
So 7
You were
is
able
two.
to hack your way into a level 3 account essentially.
Okay. Does a level 3 account have the ability to lock out everything else?
At least you
No.
can read.
You can lock out anything
We're about
that's
to find. We're about
level
to ask
3 or
that
below.
question. Oh,
What?
did you like announce
What
something
level
that you
would
can't
security
read, or just
be
like
on?
above
Would I
table
be-
or
That was above table. Nobody
Okay.
knows.
Yeah,
We're about
security
to
is
do the
I
essentially
wait for
level
people to
5.
make the connection that I'm carrying around books though.
Well, shit.
What's going on?
They're trying to lock us out.
So
When
what
you try
do
to
on your
call
computer?
out and tell me what's going on, like it might be able to.
So,
Perfect.
yeah. So I tell Henry
What?
I've got level 3 access, but if they continue to do what they're doing, we may get locked out permanently. And then I call over
On that
to.
note,
As you're like, we might get locked out permanently. You guys may notice that the air seems to be stopping.
Would I have
Flowing
any access
from
to
the-
anything as a
No.
celebrity?
Those air vents up there.
I don't know. Ask him again, but
Would I have access to anything as like a? Come on.
It's not here
Try
on
my
military bases
credentials.
and
Here they
stuff.
are. And I tell you my.
I try his
To
credentials.
anything?
Do what?
Not military bases, but to anything at all.
Mm.
Would that-
Did you buy it? Like he bought access for military stuff.
Mm.
He actually bought a military
With character
ring, so he
points.
has. Yeah, it's character points.
So
Every
he-
little thing about your character you have to buy.
Henry gives me his security credentials, and I attempt to log in to see if I can get to a higher level of
You
access.
have level 4 on
I
here.
need to fiddle around with my.
Yeah.
Okay, we're at level 4.
Wait, what were you gonna ask me to do?
I was just going to tell you to go and unplug the
What were
machine.
you doing?
I'm trying to get into that transfer.
You want me to do it?
That's what I was
Walk right in.
and do the method to get the coordinates.
Got the coordinates.
No.
Yay!
There you go.
Logged, and then I head over to his computer and try to
I'm
help.
still running
the
back
hack.
and forth. I'm amazed by this weird wall.
Yeah, she keeps running back and forth between inside and outside the Matrans, looking at the one-way glass, going,
It's reflective. It's see-through. It's reflective. It's see-through.
So I'm going to try to,
One-way mirror.
I guess, hack further to try and get my credentials a higher security.
Out to the mirror.
Okay.
Like a
Are you
glass
assisting him or is he assisting you?
You're like.
I guess I'm assisting you because you're already at the
I'm
keyboard.
already at the
going.
keyboard.
You're like fixing your hair, and then you're just like.
Yeah, I didn't give you any bonuses, but I didn't fail.
You'll
So.
see me.
I didn't fail either, but I only made it by 3.
Yeah, no. You guys hack in and it says access denied, security notified.
Oh shit. What have you two done?
No
Oh,
worse
now
than
it's
what
our
they're
fault?
doing.
No, it's our fault.
No.
They didn't alert security though.
It's true.
Yeah, but they shut the air down.
They did. They completely shut off the fresh air coming into this room and all of the normal
That's
illumination.
what they did?
That's what
Yes.
Oh gosh.
they did. These guys just
Just
caused a
go
lockout
again.
and called security.
So we're gonna try again. I guess.
I can
Getting
do
into
it.
it.
I will assist Henry at this point because he's already
You
been.
guys are all at a -2 because there's a security lockout right now.
Can I buy access to things?
As you go through, yes, you have to work it into the storyline. So if you like want to buy
thing.
Well, I made it by 0, so what'd you get?
like what?
I made it by.
Just access cards to wherever I want.
So I made it by 4.
So I made it by 2.
You would have to use role playing to be able to get that with
Right.
the trade units, essentially.
So
So my assist made it by 4.
So you get to +2, and that was after you took the -2 off, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I
Because
made it
it was-
even.
yeah.
So I
So
got the
2.
+2, so I just made it by 2.
All right. You guys were hacking in, and you're like, oh, we can get right around the security. Nope, we're not getting around the security now. And another level of security drops down.
What, baby? What?
Are we still locked, or are we locked out of the Matrans system, and or is it
No,
functioning?
we can still. I have all the coordinates and stuff. We can try it. We could
You
look
don't
at
actually know that that's where you're at, though. You're guessing based upon 200 and some year old possible knowledge of this color scheme. That's what you have to go off of.
Screw it, let's go.
As
Everybody back in.
We're going back in there?
Yep.
No, wait, we're all sitting here.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. There's literally still vomit on the floor.
There's literally. Is it yours?
Amongst other people's, yes. The
I know
alternative.
the method that Lakesh used to
Go to the bathroom, baby.
send us this way, right?
You what?
Lakesh showed me how he sent us like this, right?
Well, he closed the door without putting any parameters in, and it immediately just will jump you.
Okay.
As long as, if you don't specify any parameters,
It
just
just
closing the
goes
door
forward?
counts as hitting the random button.
That sounds like bad design.
Well, I guess we try again.
Yeah. They,
We can't really.
back when this
we
was
can't-
in
we
use,
tried bypassing
they
the
never
security,
closed
can't
the
get past
door without putting in because it'll automatically initiate the jump because you're supposed to be able to program the computer and then step in and close the door, which initiates the jump.
So
But if you don't put any targeting stuff there, it still initiates the jump. It just puts you out somewhere in the network.
So, with that being said, with our hacking around, would we know whether or not we've been locked down into this specific?
Did you go to the bathroom? What'd you do, baby?
Meaning, would they have locked down the exterior so that we can't leave? Through the exterior?
It just said security lock
Oh, you
in
had to wash your
effect,
hands?
notifying
You had to wash your hands?
security.
Okay, either we're gonna
You
deal
just
with
had to wash your hands?
somebody
Okay.
who's security,
You're going to deal with somebody.
assuming we can even get out the doors,
Okay.
or we go back into the machine and we travel again to another one.
Yeah, I like dealing with things I can punch.
So as
and not vomiting some more.
Yeah.
as children do, I've now gotten bored of running back and forth, and I've noticed there's a vent,
Oh Christ!
Yes!
and I'm now because I'm bored of the window now.
Let's
I'm now into the vent.
Okay.
let's put it
Up
this
into the
way. If we stay here, we potentially suffocate.
Well,
We do. You don't.
Yeah, well, yeah. You will potentially suffocate.
I'm pretty sure I could get out of here if I really wanted to.
so you're in the air vents.
Then get
I'm
out of
out
here
there,
so
Vince.
we can get
It's
out of here.
It's pretty costly for me. I don't want to do that unless it's like a last measure.
Anyways, after you travel about 10 feet, there seems to be this huge metal thing blocking the entire air vent.
You trying to break it?
Dink, dink, dink.
I go over to Sapphire's character.
Like somebody lowered a steel plate across the entire air vent
See
area,
the big door that's
completely sealing it off.
come down from the ceiling over here? Did you see about maybe getting us through that?
It's the blast torch. You guys had to use the robot to cut through last time.
And he's not here.
I know Muscle's over here blowing up people that way. He
Hey,
maybe
I'm
open
going
the
off
door.
of what I know, and she can cut things to ribbons and lift things that are really heavy.
Is there
Thus,
another
I give her the task,
vent
and I go back to the
opening, or
computer
is
to
it
try
just-
and hack some more.
Nope.
Could you?
I'm gonna
So-
try again.
Could
He
you
goes out
help
where it
us to
would've
recover
exited
for a
the
couple of
room.
days?
All right,
We're
Sarah,
going again. What's our new
minus
next?
Could you
now.
give me a
You
place
guys
to
are
recover
minus
for a
5
few
now.
days?
Okay.
minus 5.
Yes.
This is gonna be tough.
Is there a way for me to try and
Roll
lift
in
it?
there, mister.
We're gonna lose her ability
How many?
to jump.
Yeah.
Just 3.
Yeah. Do you have
I
a
made it
strength
even
of
again.
at least 18?
I
No.
made it.
All right, then you're not going to be able to lift it.
So you don't get a bonus from me.
You are just not strong
We
enough.
just make it straight 0.
It has to be.
Your computer turns off.
Okay.
So if I don't make it 18, there's no point in trying, is what you're saying?
No, I was talking to her.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, because she was asking if she could lift up. She's up in the vent,
Oh, I see.
and she was trying to lift up the little.
All right.
blocking
Well,
her vent off.
she said
We're gonna
that
try to lift it up together.
she
I'm
said
in the
that
vent.
she'd be able to give me somewhere to recover. So I guess I'm gonna get us out of here.
Recover.
I'm gonna look for
Recover.
At this point, I'm gonna look for the.
Most of my bones will be shattered, so I don't know how
I
much
mean,
of that
the
will
only rooms where
happen.
you can sleep have women in them. So.
You only need one bone.
Ah. So you guys can feel the temperature of the room starting to rise, and my skin starts to turn like pink and then red, and you see veins starting to kind of bulge out everywhere, and his pupils dilate huge, and then finally you almost see. You know how like when you're like in the desert or it's really hot and in the distance you can see the heat coming
Only if you
off.
stop setting your feet.
Yeah, you see that same kind
Sounds
of
scary as fuck.
yeah.
Saying.
Well, wait until you see what it does to me. Yeah, and I guess I'm just gonna start just going to town on this wall. And most of my strikes are at 6 speed, so.
Thank you.
Okay, so what exactly did it do to you?
So I gain 4 strength, dex, con, OCV, DCV, speed, PD, ED, endurance, and stun. And that's pretty much it. So it enhances all of my stats by 4.
Okay, so what's your final strength now?
17.
17? Okay. And what is your total damage now? Because adding 4 points onto your strength will give you another one dice and 1 pip. So you were at a half, weren't you, before?
Yeah.
That 1 half will go up to a another dice, and then you add another dice on because you got 1 dice and 1 pip.
So that brings me up to 6d6.
Okay.
I poke my head out and I just say.
And so, are you gonna start wailing on this thing too? You gonna bring out your uber claws? Okay. So-
I need 2 more d6s. Do we have any more d6s?
Go ahead. I don't remember what your claws
No,
do. I just
not at
remember.
all.
Nice! 10, 15, 18, 20 damage on the first strike.
That's the effect. That's gonna help really good. You did how much?
That one was 20.
All right. So you spiderweb. So this you've noticed is like reinforced concrete.
Okay.
So concrete with rebar. As you start to punch it, like some of the stuff is starting to come off.
So
You can
at
make your
that
attack.
at that speed, I'm literally just firing out punches. These are
So roll your damage because you're attacking alongside him. And
Do I just roll damage? Or do I?
yeah, well, the wall's not going to jump out of your way, so you don't have to try to attack it. You just have to hit it.
Okay, so what's my damage?
Well-
1d6.
Well, that's the drain. That's going to kick in after your normal damage. So you do your normal punch. Your normal killing attack. Anything?
Don't break your chair there.
I'm just waiting
Do you
for
have one?
one day he hears that pop and it just like collapses.
Right? It's-
You probably.
Yeah, take that one.
and
That would be more like you
strength
hear his
is
head
2d6.
impact.
No,
But
I
here's
know
the
it's a
big
wall.
I know I was
You have armor
referencing
piercing on it,
your character.
which is going to cut the hardness of this thing in half, which is very helpful.
I just rolled 2d6.
But yeah, you just see me poke
Yes,
my
roll
head out and I
2d6.
just say stuck.
Okay.
That's
Are you
like
stuck in there now?
All right, now roll 1d6 for the
Okay.
drain effect.
Yeah, I'm trying to say that
Oh, there's something in the way.
All right.
There's something in the way, so I'm just like
I'm helping.
stuck.
Okay. So you see her pop out
Can't
some
move
claws,
forward?
and she starts to shred
can't go?
at part of the wall. It's
Can't
barely scratching
move?
it. Like your spider webs from your first punch did more damage than
You
this.
stay stuck?
But she's kind of like cutting grooves into it
Do you need
with
help?
these sharp claws.
So keep in mind, like I'm
I'm probably gonna figure it out here
Like-
shortly.
like tens of 20s of
Speaking of
punches in a matter
language.
of seconds, like speed. So
I
I
speak
don't.
very
Do you
little
have
What
English.
what
Yeah,
is
I know.
your
6? is
right?
my
That's your
speed.
speed of 6. But what's the attack that you're doing?
It's a half phase.
They'll probably ask me.
No, sorry, it's a basic strike, so it's a
I'll probably get upset.
Okay,
it's
so-
a half phase.
So you're
better
still
way to
getting
talk
2
to
per
her.
phase.
24 strikes per turn.
Yes. So you're
Right?
you're doing 6 attacks or 6 speed. Each one you get 2 attacks on. So 12 attacks.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So you want me to
So
roll?
it's essentially that's 1 attack per second because it's over the course of 12 seconds.
Do you want me to roll for each of those 12? Well, I guess 11.
You can.
Okay.
You want to go and do another one? You two are really the only ones who are going to be able to damage this door.
Technically, I
Okay. So
have been
Getting
like
higher.
what's helping is your drain is lowering the armor value.
Ow!
of the wall where you're shredding.
Can we use weapons?
Here, you and your claw hopper for
You can
me.
use whatever you want. Have that purple double-ended and see how much you can do.
I'm checking the Mattrans computer.
Okay.
I'm
Still
with
active.
him.
Yes. It's still active.
We can still leave.
So I'm up to. I am not going in that hole again.
Now, I have to subtract
I'm okay
off
with leaving.
28 off of each one of your attacks.
We can also leave him here.
Okay, so I've done 4 more damage over the course of 3 strikes.
Okay?
But she's stuck. Well, she says
This
she's
is
stuck.
what's really helping you.
She can't move.
Because
Like, I don't know if she's just stuck
First off,
in there or
because
she
you have
can't
armor
move
piercing
forward.
I
on your
get
armor,
out.
instead of a 28,
I don't know
Ego
that.
attack.
Subtract
No.
it.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be 20 attack.
But I
It's
get
still
out.
not going to ever be able to do any
Stuck.
damage. But for every
Stuck.
2 points you get on
Oh,
this,
so
it
you can't
lowers
move
that 28
forward.
down by 1. Right? You've now done 9 points of damage.
Yeah, the airflow
So
is
it's
cut
lowered
off
it
from the
down
room.
by 4 points. So instead of 28, it's 24.
I'm trying to figure that with her. Like,
So
I'm trying to
You
get
now
her to
12 is what you take off. So you're
Or
almost to
I'm
the
trying
point
to figure out
where
what
you
language
shredded it
she's
down to where it'll start to crumble.
You're gonna teach her proper English yet.
Oh, yes, indeed.
So
Yeah, I don't care.
another 4
I can learn
damage
what she
for another
speaks
3
first.
strikes.
How much?
4 damage.
4 more damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've done a total of 6 strikes. What's the condition of the wall? Is she making it weaker? Would my strikes be doing more? Is
Well, if you guys were hitting in the same area, like if you guys
Ah.
were rotating, they would. But this is like a 20-foot wide blast door, and like
So-
you're attacking.
so
one
we're like-
spot, and she's attacking in a different spot.
All right. I'm gonna wise up, and then I'm gonna see if she's willing to let me take a strike at her spot.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
So instead of a 28, because she just reduced it down by another 3 points. That's 9, 10, 11, 28. 18. You only have to subtract off 16 instead of 28.
So that one does 4 damage.
I'm going to rotate.
Sure.
You can do an attack too. I mean, your damage isn't really going to hurt right
I
now.
know you don't speak much English, dear.
Well, because you're going to subtract off 12, the max you can roll is a 12 right now. Oh, no, 9.
What
Right,
do you
that's right.
speak?
You-
I
you
still
subtract-
didn't do anything.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay,
And
so with her
periodically-
last one, she like ripped off a huge chunk. She did like a spiral chunk.
Okay.
Chunk. And so now it's subtracted off into the 3, so instead of...
I miss Lamp. I love Lamp.
You really love that.
Total of 13. Now you only subtract off 13 total. You are only going to have to subtract off 6.
That time I do 8 damage.
You guys are starting to rack it up.
You could just leave. You could just leave.
So, hold on. How many attacks can she take per turn? Because I have to wait for her attacks because I'm much faster.
Mm-hmm.
So how many 12-second turns have gone by?
Well, she's running at a speed of 4, and you're running at a speed of 6, so you're not waiting very long.
Well, I need to know because it costs me 1 body per turn to maintain this one.
Oh, well, that's per turn. You guys have essentially done 2 turns now.
Okay.
Well, technically
I'm gonna
that was
ask you
3
in
because
German
you had
if
an
you
extra
speak
one from the
German.
last one,
You respond right to Deutsch?
and so that drops it down from a 13 to a 10. So now you only have to subtract off 10
What?
from your attack. You only have to subtract off 5 because of your armor piercing.
And while they're doing this, I'm going to relog into my credentials and see if I can find a request
I'd ask
for
you
level
in Latin.
security under
Do
my
you
name.
speak Latin?
This time I hit it for 13.
It says that your request has been submitted to security for approval.
If there is anybody alive, hopefully they will be noticed it.
And what did you do?
I did a 5 and then a 1.
5 damage total? Okay, so no damage and a half
braces.
point of drain.
I did 10 or 11 on that one.
Probably.
Oh, sorry, I'm 13.
11 damage? Remember, you're only subtracting off 10 right now.
Yeah, so it's actually 13.
Alright, so you do 13 points of damage?
Yeah.
So you're noticing the spots that she's been shredding, you're able to like hit in just the right angles now, that like chunks are starting to come off of this wall. And it's got like some exposed rebar, but it's far enough that you can aim your fist in between and kind of, break out the other side and then hit the bars to kind of bend the bars and stuff. So that's what you guys are doing now.
Tea for topic. It is 9:30 for you. I know you guys are
Okay.
to your kids.
Tea for topic.
Just see if we can get through this real quick.
8. And you're only rolling 3 over there, right? I'm just kidding.
No, I'm
You're rolling
definitely
your 2.
So now you're only to -8.
-8.
Yes, and you're to -4.
Okay, so that time 15 damage.
15 damage. All right. So you've broken a small hole through to the other side. This thing is 4 feet thick total.
Oh,
Jesus.
God.
So you've like punched a huge spot and it's popped out the other side.
How
but
big is the hole?
You cannot fit
this
through.
size?
I can peek through it.
You can't. So can everybody else. Too bad it's not an air vent. For some reason,
I can fit through. I can't go anywhere once I'm
Just
through, but
you guys just shut the can.
Can you bounce?
What do you see?
you're all screwed.
All right. So that was another turn.
You know, we could just leave.
Yeah, I'm
We've
done.
almost got the door down now.
I am not. I'm telling you right now, Sun Wukong is not going back in that machine. That's just
Okay.
not
You did
happening.
11 damage. Okay.
Henry,
All
let him take the door down. Let's go.
right.
I'm all for bouncing.
If the air starts to get thin, I'm leaving.
You only have to subtract
That's
off 6 now.
where I was kind of
We
trying
can
to
just
think
wait
of.
until he suffocates.
That's very true. too.
Hey, you're all gonna suffocate.
Yeah, we're all gonna suffocate.
Yeah, and good luck trying to drag his ass back
The
into
door
the
is open.
mattress.
There's a
while
hole
he's
now.
It's
suffocating.
not that heavy.
17 damage?
Yeah.
All right.
There's a hole now.
So,
We're
so
not gonna
now that you've got that hole, you kind of focused on the metal bars that are, in the way, and so you punched on a couple of spots where they're like cross beamed or whatever, and you've actually like broken one of the bars off and kind of bent it out now. All right. So roll another one, and you roll one.
I rolled a 1 for you. That's what you asked.
Is
Roll your attack damage too. Wow.
4.
That one you're like, just phoning it in now.
She's getting tired because there's no more air.
That would have been a
I
lot better.
probably
had I
have
asked that
hours
one.
worth of air, if we're being honest. It's been like half a minute.
So, how much damage did you do on that one?
How much do I have to subtract?
Right now, 5.
That's also.
I do
that's also
only 9
doesn't include
damage.
If they're
Only
vacuuming
9.
the air in here,
Okay.
Well, there's a hole in the door now, so we should have some air.
not
coming
unless
through.
it's locked down on the other side.
But
Make
we have access to all the air that's in that room.
make 2 more damage rolls, and then you make 1 more. And then that'll be the end of the next turn. Okay. So after 1 of your damage rolls, you only have to subtract off 3 points now.
Oh, what do I do for the first one?
I'm gonna ask you in
Oh.
Swedish.
It's 5 for the first one because
Jesus.
you attacked, then she attacked, and then you're attacking after her attack.
I think it's
So the
Finnish.
first one still got the -5.
Speak
12.
Finnish.
So 12 for
work.
the first one,
Swedish.
and then -3 for this one.
Priya, do you speak Finnish?
16.
16?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys
wait,
now
mhm.
busted a hole probably this big.
Yeah, I'm down a dice. It's actually 21.
21?
Yeah.
Alright. So you guys have busted a hole that's probably about this big.
Can we fit her through it?
Her? She could probably fit through it.
I'm pretty skinny. I could probably actually fit through a hole that big too. I'm like 5'5". And like thin as a rail because I've been wandering
Maybe.
the wasteland for
You can
my
make
entire
a
life.
contortionist roll.
I don't think you should try
Because she's actually got a small frame.
I'm a
You try to
6-year-old.
She's
squeeze
purchased that.
through a thing that's like all jagged and sharp. Just like rip your guts open.
Right.
That doesn't sound like a good plan.
It's
Alright.
no worse than
Do you wanna
trying
do one
squeeze
more
your way
round
through a small
on
part
this
of the
thing?
cave.
I'm gonna keep trying to get that hole a little bit bigger for me.
Okay. I have one more round.
Get through.
So if you let her
Yeah, go nuts.
Just don't slip in the throat
do her two, and then you do yours, and
while
then
you're
you'll
attaching
get
it.
yeah.
Yeah, we can still leave.
As I run a purge cycle through the
Okay.
trans and clear out all the vomit.
Nice hit.
Just pee on the
All
button
right.
and something will come and clean
You don't
it
have
up
to
for you.
subtract off anything now.
So I'm just gonna do my 6 strikes for this turn.
6 strikes, straight damage.
Wait, why didn't the little disc come in and clean up the throw up?
It's not our base, remember?
We're in a different location, so.
If only somebody had activated the cleanup things.
25,
By the way, Nick, I activate the purge sign
28.
Okay.
to clean out all the vomit from the mat
You
trans.
guys hear the Matrans cycle up? Okay. 9 are under bad things. 9 are under bad things. Okay, no bad things. Nothing teleports in.
Hold him down, you know.
Who are you holding down?
This guy.
Where are you holding
him
him
down?
down?
On the mattress.
Yeah, good luck holding me down.
Does
I mean,
Air
I
feel
can
like
put-
he's getting thinner?
I can put,
She would be a good person to fight with you.
I could
After a
probably
couple of
put him.
minutes
I
now,
think
Could
I
I put him to
could
sleep?
Oh
I
yeah.
probably could put him to sleep.
I can put him to sleep. We can stop this entire thing.
does the air start to feel thin? Like it's maybe being evacuated, or does it still just feel like there's just no...
Well, it wasn't being evacuated. They essentially shut off and sealed the air system in here. So, I mean, and the room is pretty big. Even with them expending, him expending a whole shit ton of air, it's still not going to be super thin for a few hours.
Okay.
Yeah, we can put him to sleep and save ourselves the trouble.
That's your guys' call.
And then just go.
If they break through,
They
great,
just
we just
go.
move on to the next part. Otherwise, if not, we...
Oh, they're destroying this wall now.
That's kind of what I...
So all of my strikes combined are 158 damage.
Yeah. So she has created enough structural instability, and you've hit all of the right spots that you guys have bored a hole big enough for a full-size person to squeeze through.
We still have Eric to deal with.
Who?
The giant big
Her
daddy.
giant Big Daddy. Big Daddy's got to get through.
That's not my problem. Yeah, I slipped through the hole, and I'm gonna start looking for other exits. And
Okay.
I'm moving really fast. I'm like sprinting.
Are you keeping up your Super Saiyan level?
Yes, yeah. I can. If I let it go, I will pass out.
Well, if you keep it up, you'll die.
Yeah, but I have like 23 more body to go, and I can clear a lot. I can clear a lot of ground in like half a minute. At speed 6.
We could have left, like,
So anyways,
Four or five
there's a hole
times.
now.
You could have left without me. I'm just throwing that out.
I threw that out at the very beginning.
That's not a me problem. Do I find any other doors that kind of lead out, or
Yeah,
Unless your guys is here.
there's lots of doors.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Freezing.
do I find an elevator?
You do find an elevator.
Is there a maintenance ladder next to that elevator?
No.
All right.
And the elevator seems to be locked out.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Security lock out here.
Can I try to pry the doors open?
What was your strength?
17.
You can force movement with strength 17.
Well, where are you gonna go?
I'm gonna climb up the elevator shaft. Clearly.
So, when you open up the doors, you're at the top of the elevator.
Oh, interesting. Huh. Okay.
You gonna grab the cable and go for a ride?
Hell yeah! I'm just gonna jump down and kind of slide down the cable, and near the end,
Oh!
Let's go.
Cable burn.
Oh! That's exactly what I'm thinking.
yeah.
You're gonna want to like. Have
Yeah, I'm not like gripping it the whole time. Just it's like very loose, and then at the end I squeeze really hard.
That's even worse. Yeah, like, that's
You're
really
gonna
bad.
get so much extra speed.
Peak velocity, man.
Yeah, that's fine. I got lots of body to spare.
entire hand
Okay,
with a bow.
so roll me 2d6. Not just from the cable, but from the landing.
3.
Okay, so you only take 3 body. You were able to mitigate a lot of that damage because you only took 3.
Wow.
And you're riding it all the way to the bottom?
Baby.
Yeah.
All right, so you go about 37 stories down.
Sweet. I'm probably now deep underground.
You don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're in a tower or what. I guess I don't know if I'm gonna pry the doors open now or
He's not
Tiny human.
We're going to pause it there.
actually before we pause it though, just to tie it off. Before because he can kind of feel it like slipping. He pulls one of the tokens that she gave him out of his pocket, opens up the portal, steps through into wherever, I'm assuming like right outside of the
You don't know
establishment.
what that does.
Grab your trash.
I didn't
Grab
tell
that
you
trash.
about that yet.
Oh, I suppose that's true.
We're leaving now.
Because she just said she had a place for you to go.
Yeah, she just handed said, "Don't lose this." All right, yeah. So never mind.
Grab that box since we left
I guess
it
we'll
here
just
on
wait until
accident.
next time, because I probably have like 20 turns more.
Hopefully you
of
don't
this.
pass out at the bottom of the elevator shaft because we're never gonna
I could probably jump pretty high. I could also probably climb pretty fast.
Do you have climbing?
Bottom
I
of an
guess you
elevator
could just
shaft
like-
that you can't ever
I
listen.
have-
Take a bounce.
20-hour nap at the bottom of the elevator shaft to recover.
Oh,
I think I did
This little
acrobatics
thing has
and
taken my
climbing.
phone.
Yep, I have
I
acrobatics
don't
and
do it
climbing.
anymore.
We will see you all next time.
Bye!
Pasta lasagna!
Punch this door open, something like gone.
I mean, just
Yeah.